Hello and welcome back to a new video. We will talk about the roads visualization tool. So when you have a project, you want to highlight important roads around your project. For that, we have a simple tool that I've created. It's called the Road Tool Visualizer. Maybe we'll give it a better name in future. However, this tool in particular, I'd love to hear your feedback on it and what updates or features you would like to see when it comes to visualizing transportation around your projects. So it's in most basic form. And with that said, let's get started. So to get started, all you need to do is to click and drag, and that will drag a spline object for you, like so. So you may need to increase its height a little so it won't overlap with the ground because it's a plane object. That's one. Two, this is here a spline object, and the plane is being populated along the spline. So you can click and drag like so to extend your spline. And if you want to add a new point, you can hold Alt and click and drag, and that will add a new point. So when you come to a corner like this, you want to add 1 point here and then click and drag to add 1 point here. Then you want to rotate this a little, like so. And then you also may want to rotate this a little to keep it as straight as much as possible. And you can also play with the arrive and leave tangents. So here you can keep this, let's say this is 4,600 units. Let's set it to 6,000 units, okay? Let's copy this value and let's set the value here where it's minus 2,000 units to 0 and 0. It won't affect us a lot. It would actually make the road more straight. Now let's select the other tangent and let's set this value to 0 and this value to 0. So to straighten this up, and now you can set this to 6,000 or minus 6,000 and set this also to minus 6,000. So to make the tangent basically the same length. So you can place this around here and you can make sure everything is nice. And now you can click and drag to extend your roadmap tool like this. Perhaps you should do the corners after you add your vertices, your spline points. So let me click here again. When we extended a new point, it reset the values for us. So let's set this to 0, this to 0, and let's set this to minus 4,000 instead of 6,000. Let's see, because maybe we don't want that to be too long, or we can set it to minus 6,000. So let's do that. So here is minus 6,000 and here for minus 6,000. And that will give you like, in a way, the most beautiful corner. In a way. So you want to get used to it. If you don't use the spline tool in Unreal Engine, this is your chance to use it and to learn it. So again, click and drag, hold Alt to add a new spline, set this around a specific corner, move it to another corner, and so on. So move this to a specific place, like so, if you want your life to be easier. So don't go all the way and then add another. So try to keep like distances between these edges, like so. And let's say here or right around this place. So add another edge, then add another, and then move this here, and then add another, and then keep going. And once you finish the placement of your road, you can come to each point where you think things are not nicely as we want them, oriented, let's say. You can set the smaller values to 0. So the 500 and 500 is for this, and the 1400 is for the rotation. So if you want this to be fully straight, then you need to set this to 0. And honestly, the moment you start playing with this, actually here it looks like 0 is a bad idea. So let's set this to a value of 1400. This is 500. We need to set the lower values to 0, as I said. So I thought this is like 5,000. I don't know how I saw it. So now set this to 0, and this will be straightened out. And when you set this to 0, then these here, click here, this should not be 0. This here should be 0 if you want to straighten the tangents, like so. So yeah, the more you use the spline tool, the easier it will be for you to place your splines. As I said, this is also work in progress. I will expand on this tool in future in terms of information, how we place it, the meshes, the materials, and so on. And basically that's regarding the placement. And here, this is also have actor hidden in game, because if you want to press G and you don't want to see everything similar to amenities and units points of interest, so we have this option. So let's go back to our road, and you can set a color, of course. So let's set a color, any color you like. And you can set the road to be closed However, this tangent then needs to be like really close to this. So let's bring it like here, then select the road. So here we are. Notice, by the way, when you select a little vertex, we will lose our settings because we are now in the road spline. So you need to select this to see the actual settings. So close road, this will close the road for us, and you need then to adjust your spline. So if you want to close it, if you don't want to close it, let's press Ctrl Z a couple of times to undo our changes and we're good. So that's regarding the option close road. Road scale, if you want to increase the scale of the road, you can also do that. And mesh color, we just discussed that. And the transport information is very similar to other points of interest where you have a title, description, an icon, thumbnail, media, and a tint color if we need it. So right now, I think the icon and the tint color are not visible. So in future updates, based on your feedback, we will take a look at that. Now, let's click on surroundings, and that will make all the roads visible for us automatically, including our new road. And when you hover on top of any road or you click on it, it will open this panel for us to learn more about this specific road. So you can set a thumbnail, you can add description, you can add images for the gallery, all that good stuff. And basically that's it regarding the road tool. In future, I will add the icon and the tint color to the panel we open, and maybe we'll add some floating icons. We will see. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. As always, I hope you found the video useful. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay hydrated and take care.